The main Kurdish group in Syria this week declared an official autonomous region within the country. Now, this region has been rejected by Turkey, the Syrian government, and the opposition to the Syrian government. Now, despite their objections, they've still been ruling it for about 2 years. They've had a quasi-democratic government filling that autonomous area. So despite that, they've still been doing it, even though the idea has been rejected. However, the Kurds have decided to go with the one country that is willing to recognize their autonomy: Israel. That's right, the Kurdish forces have decided to open ties with Israel, the worst imperialist power in the region. Now, this was taken as a good sign from Israel itself. According to Professor Afra Begino, the Syrian Kurds are a community of people who are willing to cooperate with Israel. Now, Israel has had somewhat of a relationship with the Kurds in the past, including limited military assistance, and they've been a willing buyer of the KRG's oil. That would be I believe that's the Kurdish group inside of Iraq, and that they have been buying oil from it, despite objections by the Baghdad government. Now, Israel is also one of the first countries to give the Iraqi Kurds an economic outlet for not much needed money to fight ISIS, and that amount has been suggested to be around $1 billion. They've been buying their oil in order to prop that up to fight the Islamic State, which I find very odd considering that Israel has been helping the Islamic State as well as Saudi Arabia. But I don't really mean to be the kind of guy that says I told you so, but it is extremely bad to ever ally with Israel. Israel is the most genocidal country on the face of the planet and has been essentially getting away with the genocide for 50, 60 years against the Palestinians. I previously noted that there was a history of reactionary behavior from the Kurds, for which I was denounced. Then I reported that the Kurds have allowed a US base to exist in their autonomous region that the US military could use. And people came up with all kinds of bizarre justifications for that. You can't really call yourself anti-imperialist if you ally with the United States. And now the Kurds are basically allying with Israel. People are going to have to accept the fact here that the Kurds are reactionary. That does not mean they're not deserving of their own autonomous area. Of course they are. But their actions here are highly questionable. And I think anybody allying with Israel is something that should be criticized. Anybody accepting assistance from Israel is already questionable to begin with. And I hope that this gives a little push to people to start looking at the Kurds with a much more critical eye. Thank you for watching. Won't you go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media. And if you want, you can head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you could head over to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available.